After an unexpected death, I found myself reincarnated as the male supporting character in a CEO romance novel. My wife, Olivia, was forcing me to divorce her for her old flame, Ethan. Ethan's back. You have to divorce me whether you like it or not. Seeing the alimony amount on the divorce agreement, I swiftly signed my name and excitedly stood up from my wheelchair. Are we going to the courthouse now? Olivia was dumbfounded. After my unexpected death, I became the male supporting character in a CEO romance novel. I woke up in a wheelchair. My character, Lucas Miller, was a wealthy and spoiled young man. 4 years ago, he met the female lead, Olivia Summers, at a bar and fell deeply in love with her. He then forced her into marriage. Olivia came from a poor family. Initially, she resisted Lucas strongly, but after her father's business failed and he committed suicide due to massive debt, she was forced to marry Lucas to repay her father's debts. After marriage, she was cold to him and didn't allow him to touch her. They fought frequently, and the arguments intensified after her old flame, Ethan Foster, returned. A few days ago, she asked for a divorce, but Lucas refused. They had a huge fight, and he accidentally missed a step and fell down the stairs, breaking his leg. Suddenly, the door opened, and he saw Olivia walk in. Her stunning face was as cold as ever. She took out the divorce agreement and handed it to him. Lucas Miller, I love Ethan. Now that he's back, you have to divorce me whether you like it or not. Lucas opened the divorce agreement and was stunned when he saw the alimony amount. He widened his eyes and counted it several times. $8 million. He could laugh in his sleep. He was just an ordinary worker in his real life. No matter how hard he tried, he could never make this much money. He was going to be rich. After Lucas' parents died in a plane crash, the company was handed to him completely, but he was a good-for-nothing who didn't learn anything. The company quickly went bankrupt, and he squandered all the family's money. Olivia, after years of hard work, had become a wealthy CEO and was quite generous. I agreed to the divorce. Olivia looked at him in disbelief. You really agree to the divorce? Her shock was understandable. After all, when she asked for a divorce a few days ago, he refused and threatened to jump off a building if she kept pushing him. Lucas suppressed his inner ecstasy, secretly pinched his thigh, and put on a sad expression. Yes, I've thought about it. If you love someone, you should let them be free. So, let's get a divorce. Hesitating for even a second would be disrespectful to the god of fortune. He picked up a pen and quickly signed his name, then excitedly stood up from his wheelchair. Are we going to the courthouse now? Olivia was completely dumbfounded. Didn't you break your leg? He looked down, and miraculously, his leg didn't hurt anymore. It was healed. Joy really could cure anything, even a fracture. It's fine now. Let's go get the divorce papers. Olivia's eyes scrutinized him. He coughed lightly. Aren't you very busy? Every minute is worth millions in business. I don't want to waste your time. The sooner they divorced, the sooner he could get the money. Olivia was about to speak when her phone rang. She answered the call and spoke softly to Ethan on the other end. Looking at her gentle expression, Lucas shook his head. For the past 4 years, Lucas had been devoted to Olivia, but she didn't show him any tenderness, not even a good look. Lucas was a sucker. Olivia hung up the phone and turned to leave. He called out to her. Aren't we going to get the certificate? I have something to do, she said and left in a hurry. Looking at her departing back, his heart ached. When could he get his hands on the $8 million? He looked around the room. This villa was bought by Olivia. All the properties under Lucas' name had been sold to pay off debts. Now he was practically penniless. The next morning, Lucas got up and went downstairs. He happened to see Olivia and Ethan walking hand in hand. When she saw him, Olivia's expression became unnatural, and she subconsciously let go of Ethan's hand. Lucas remained expressionless. She had time to be lovey-dovey with another man, but didn't have time to go with him to get the divorce papers. Ethan looked at him with provocation. He ignored him and turned to go to the dining room to eat. After a while, Ethan came over and sat on the chair opposite him. Lucas Miller, I've never seen such a shameless man, clinging on and refusing to divorce. Lucas rolled his eyes. Didn't Olivia tell you? I agreed to the divorce. Ethan obviously didn't believe him. Stop pretending. I'm telling you, don't even think about continuing to be a freeloader. The next second, Lucas saw Ethan splash milk on his face and then let out a scream. Olivia, hearing the sound, walked over quickly and glared at him without asking any questions. "Lucas Miller, what are you doing?" He was speechless. She assumed he had splashed the milk on Ethan without even asking. "I didn't do it, he did it himself." Lucas Miller apologized to Ethan. Olivia angrily interrupted him. "Apologize my ass. I said I didn't splash him." Ethan looked at him, his eyes full of triumph. He turned to Olivia and said, "I'm fine. Olivia, don't be angry. Lucas didn't mean it." Ethan's words only fueled Olivia's anger towards him. She wiped Ethan's face with a tissue while yelling at him. "If you don't apologize, get out." "Fine, get out it is. It's better than staying here and watching them be disgusting." Lucas grabbed the sandwich and eggs from the dining table and left quickly. At this rate, he thought he would be able to get a divorce and alimony soon. So he went to a nearby real estate development to look at houses, planning to buy one as soon as he got the money. In the evening, he went to a bar. Half an hour later, in a private room, he was enjoying the company of two young and beautiful women when he noticed a gaze on him. He opened his eyes. Ashley Green, a wealthy heiress. She was also Olivia's business rival. They became enemies last year while competing for a project. They were of similar age and were often compared, neither of them yielding to the other. And because he blindly defended Olivia, Ashley would mock him every time she saw him. At this moment, Ashley crossed her arms, looking like she was enjoying the show. "What do you think would happen if Olivia knew you were fooling around with other women?" If it were before, he would have panicked. Now he slowly picked up his glass and looked at her. "Want a drink?" Ashley was taken aback. She didn't expect him to react this way. "Aren't you afraid I'll tell Olivia that you're messing around in a bar?" Please, he wasn't afraid at all. He wasn't Lucas, the lovesick fool. "Go ahead and tell her if you want." It would be even better if Olivia found out he was at a bar and in a fit of rage immediately dragged him to get the divorce papers. Ashley laughed mockingly. "Don't tell me you were dumped by Olivia." He glanced at her, sighing. He wished Olivia would have dumped him sooner, but she was too wishy-washy. Something like that. Ashley stared at him, her eyes scrutinizing. He chuckled. "By the way, I didn't bring any money. Could you help me pay the bill?" He only realized he didn't have any money after he sat down, but he had already called the ladies and ordered drinks. What could he do? He was originally planning to call Olivia and ask her to pay the bill, but now he didn't have to. Ashley still stared at him without speaking. He explained, "I really didn't bring any money. If you help me pay the bill, I'll treat you to dinner another day." Lucas was now broke. Of course he had no money. Ashley looked at him for a while, then raised her eyebrows and said, "Fine." He was delighted and called two more ladies in. Ashley, after leaving the bar, as he was hesitating whether to go back or not, he received a call from Olivia. "My mom knows we're getting a divorce. She's not in a good mood. Come with me to see her tomorrow." Olivia's father's suicide had left a shadow on her mother, causing her to suffer from depression, so Olivia was worried that their divorce would trigger her. He refused. "We're about to get a divorce. It would be awkward to see your mom. I'd rather not go." Olivia's mother would probably try to persuade them not to get a divorce, and that wouldn't do. It would affect his fortune. Olivia was silent for a few seconds, then softened her tone. "My mom has asked me several times to take you back to see her. Can you just go with me this once?" He thought for a moment and said, "If you give me the Ferrari in the garage, I might consider it." He had sold all his cars after he went bankrupt and had to take taxis everywhere, which was very inconvenient. Olivia agreed. Although Olivia was now rich and powerful, her mother still lived in the old apartment building and didn't move to a big villa because she didn't like to change her original lifestyle. The next day when they arrived, it was just in time for dinner. Olivia's mother had cooked a table full of dishes, saying they were all his favorites. During the meal, she kept putting food on his plate. "Lucas, look how thin you are. Come on, eat more." He smiled and put some food on his mother-in-law's plate. "Mom, you eat too." Olivia's mother's smile became even brighter. "Lucas, don't worry, I only recognize you as my son-in-law." Then she looked at Olivia. "As for those messy men, don't even think about me recognizing them." There was a reason why Olivia's mother liked him so much. Previously, to please Olivia, Lucas would often visit her mother, chat with her, and help her with chores, just like a real son. It was also Lucas who paid off the debts owed by Olivia's father to her mother. He was much more reliable than Ethan. Hearing this, Olivia was helpless but didn't say anything. Ethan was Olivia's senior. They had dated in college, But Ethan broke up with Olivia when he went to work in another city. Olivia's mother never liked Ethan much, thinking that his looks and personality weren't good enough, not someone Olivia could rely on for life. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Olivia thought it was a neighbor and got up to open the door, but she saw Ethan standing outside. "Why are you here?" Ethan pulled Olivia's hand and entered the door, saying to her mother, "Mom, Olivia and I truly love each other. Please let us be together." Then he looked at Lucas. "Don't force Olivia to be with a man she doesn't love. She won't be happy that way." Olivia's mother's face suddenly changed. "My daughter is already married. She's very happy. Don't even think about interfering in their marriage." Ethan stressed, "Mom, Olivia loves me. She will only be happy with me." Olivia's mother was furious and pointed at Ethan. "Get out." Olivia broke free from Ethan's hand and went to support her mother. Ethan stopped talking. Olivia's mother picked up a bowl from the dining table and smashed it on the floor, looking at Ethan angrily. "Get out. You're not welcome in my house." Seeing this, Olivia hurriedly pulled Ethan out. Lucas poured a glass of water for his mother-in-law. "Mom, calm down. People with depression couldn't have too much emotional fluctuation." Olivia's mother drank some water and calmed down before saying, "Lucas, Olivia is being unreasonable. Don't argue with her." Olivia was now his god of fortune. Why would he argue with her? A few minutes later, Olivia came back. Her mother looked at her seriously and said, "If you want to be with that Ethan, don't acknowledge me as your mother." Olivia was troubled by this, but didn't dare to disobey her. Lucas ate silently, not interrupting. After dinner, he and Olivia left. Once in the car, he said, "There's nothing else now. Let's go get the divorce certificate." He continued, "As for your mom, let's keep the divorce a secret from her for now. If needed, I can also come over to keep her company often." Olivia's mother was a good cook, and he was happy to come over for free meals. Olivia paused while fastening her seatbelt and turned to stare at him. "You've changed since you fell down the stairs." Her expressions seemed to suggest she suspected he had injured his brain, not his leg. He felt a little guilty and touched his nose. "Haven't you always been annoyed by my clinging? Now I've figured it out. It's a good thing for you too." Looking at her beautiful face, his eyes flickered. "Olivia, could it be that you've fallen in love with me and are reluctant to divorce me?" Olivia frowned, disgusted. "Don't be so narcissistic. How could I possibly fall in love with you?" Sure enough, reverse psychology was the most effective. The money was almost in his hands. Then they arrived at the marriage registration office. As soon as they got out of the car, Olivia's phone rang. He glanced at it. It was Ethan. He didn't know what Ethan said, but Olivia became very nervous. She turned around and opened the car door again, saying, "Ethan, don't be afraid. I'll be right there." He frowned. What was Ethan up to at this critical moment? Never mind. Even if God himself came, nothing could stop him from getting a divorce and becoming rich. He grabbed Olivia's hand as she was about to get into the car. "We're already here. Let's get the divorce done first, okay?" Olivia flung his hand away without hesitation. "Ethan got into a car accident. He's in the hospital. It's serious. I have to go." He grabbed Olivia's arm again. "He got into a car accident? You're not a doctor or a nurse. It's useless to go now. You can go after we get the divorce papers. Besides, if you go to him with the divorce certificate, he might be so happy that his injuries will heal faster." Then he took Olivia inside, and this time she didn't shake off his hand. There were very few people today, and it was soon their turn. He happily signed his name. Olivia seemed a little distracted and only came back to her senses after the staff urged her. He thought she was worried about Ethan and said, "Don't worry, Ethan won't die. He was the male lead. He wouldn't die so easily." Olivia turned to look at him, her eyes unreadable. After a while, she picked up the pen and signed. After getting the divorce certificate, the money arrived. Seeing the amount in his bank account, he couldn't stop smiling. He really wanted to set off some firecrackers to celebrate. "You're going to the hospital to see Ethan, right? I won't take your car. I'll just take a taxi back." Olivia suddenly called out to him, "Lucas Miller." He looked at her questioningly. Olivia looked at the smile on his face, narrowed her eyes, and asked, "You seem very happy to divorce me." He thought she was being ridiculous. Hadn't she been forcing him to divorce her all this time? Now they were finally divorced, and she could be with Ethan without any guilt. As for him, he had received $8 million in alimony. How could he not be happy? He was ecstatic. Since the divorce was finalized, he didn't bother pretending anymore and looked at Olivia. We're divorced. There's no point talking about this anymore. I wish you and Ethan a lifetime of happiness and many children. After saying that, he strode away without caring about Olivia's reaction. The first step for a successful man was, of course, to spend money. He went to the mall and shopped, not looking at the prices, just buying whatever he liked. This feeling was simply too good. When he came out, he happened to run into Ashley. Ashley looked at the bags in his hands and mocked. Going to be a simp again? Lucas used to buy a lot of things at the mall to give to Olivia. So was it wrong to call him a simp? No, I bought these for myself. He freed a hand and took out his divorce certificate from his pocket to show her. I'm divorced. Ashley was a little surprised. Then her red lips curled into a smile. I thought you'd be hung up on Olivia for the rest of your life. He waved his hand, his tone disdainful. I don't want to be some kind of lovesick fool. Besides, Olivia, a strong and cold woman, wasn't his type anyway. Ashley looked at him. Didn't you say you wanted to treat me to dinner last time? There's a newly opened restaurant nearby. The food is good. He had just said it casually, but she actually took it seriously. But thinking of the bar bill, he could only grit his teeth and agree. At the restaurant, Ashley ordered a lot of dishes, like Australian lobster and black truffle steak. It made his heart bleed, and he quickly took her menu away. That's enough. That's enough. I'm on a diet recently. I can't eat that much. Ashley could, of course, see how distressed he was. She smiled and said, You're so stingy. You spent almost $100,000 at the bar last time. He laughed awkwardly. How can I, an unemployed bum, compare to you, a rich heiress? Since he was treating, in order not to lose too much, he started to wolf down his food as soon as it was served and drank a lot of wine. The next morning, he woke up and found a woman lying beside him. He looked closely and saw it was Ashley. He was so scared that he rolled off the bed. Ashley turned over and looked at him sleepily. Why are you sitting on the floor? He looked down and checked his clothes. They seemed to be intact. He breathed a sigh of relief. We didn't do anything we shouldn't have last night, did we? Ashley sat up and rolled her eyes at him. Of course not. You were drunk, so I just brought you back. He was relieved. He stood up and walked around the room. Is this your house? Yeah, I just bought it recently. Remembering the topic they had talked about last night, she said, Weren't you looking for a place? You can stay here temporarily if you like it. His eyes lit up, and he tentatively asked, How much rent are you planning to charge me? Ashley thought for a moment and said, My dad has been forcing me to go on blind dates these days. I don't want to go. You pretend to be my boyfriend for a month, and you can live in this house for free. He fiddled with his collar. Well, it's just acting. There won't be any other additional requirements, right? Ashley threw a pillow at him. What are you thinking about? Her villa looked very expensive. Just acting as her boyfriend wasn't too much to ask. He had no reason to refuse such a good deal, so he agreed. After breakfast, he went back to Olivia's villa to pack his things. Actually, there wasn't much, mainly just some documents. Unexpectedly, as soon as he entered the door, he saw Ethan coming downstairs in a bathrobe. He looked perfectly healthy and lively, not like someone who had just been in a car accident at all. As soon as Ethan saw him, he assumed the posture of the master of the house and ordered the maid to serve tea to this guest. Lucas ignored his little tricks and was about to go upstairs when he saw Olivia coming down. Seeing him, Olivia was a little surprised. Then she glanced at Ethan in his bathrobe and quickly said, We talked about work until very late last night, so Ethan just slept here. He knew that Ethan worked at her company, but he wondered why she was telling him this. He didn't care. We're divorced. You don't have to tell me these things. You can be with whoever you want. Olivia didn't expect him to say that. Her face suddenly turned ugly. He ignored her, went straight back to his room to pack his things, and left. Olivia chased him out and stopped him. Do you want me to have someone drive you back? He looked at her in confusion. Did you forget? You gave me the Ferrari in the garage. I have a car. Olivia was slightly startled. I might be too busy. I forgot about that. She seemed strange, not like her usual self, but he didn't bother to analyze it and left in strides. The day after tomorrow was Ashley's grandfather's birthday banquet. Ashley asked him to attend with her as her boyfriend. On the night of the banquet, he appeared hand in hand with Ashley, causing quite a stir. After all, he used to be part of high society, but now he was down and out. Ashley introduced him to her grandfather, saying he was her boyfriend. Grandpa grinned, didn't look down on him, and even nodded with a smile, seeming very satisfied with him. Then Ashley took him to meet her parents and all the relatives in her family. He cooperated throughout the whole process. His acting skills were perfect. The luxury villa wasn't for nothing. When they all dispersed, he leaned closer to Ashley and asked, "You're being so high profile. How are you going to explain this to your family in a month, especially Grandpa Green?" He had just urged them to get married. If it weren't for his good acting skills, he would have almost been exposed. Ashley's voice was calm. "Don't worry, we'll talk about it then." Hearing her say that, he was relieved. He could just move out if necessary. Olivia also came and even brought a birthday gift for Grandpa Green. They were all business people. They had to keep up appearances. Seeing Ashley holding his arm, smiling sweetly, her expression became a little complicated, as if she was pondering something, but he didn't have time to guess her thoughts. Just dealing with the Green family's relatives was enough for him. After Ashley was called over by her grandfather, he found a place to sit down and eat. Suddenly, he heard Olivia's voice. "Are you with Ashley?" He looked up at her. "Yeah." Olivia's face darkened immediately. "Lucas Miller, do you know that she's approaching you to get back at me?" Before he could speak, he heard Ashley scoff. She came over and sat beside him. "Olivia, you're really full of yourself." Olivia's pretty face tightened. "Ashley Green, don't think I don't know. You're doing this on purpose. Do you think you can get to me like this?" "No way." He was speechless. He was already divorced from her. Why did she care who he was with? Get to her? That was hilarious. "Miss Summers, you're really overthinking it. Ashley and I are a perfect match. It's not what you think." Olivia's expression froze. He called her Miss Summers, clearly wanting to distance himself from her. "Lucas, wasn't the money I gave you enough? You have to be with her." He shrugged. "Miss Summers, I'm just your ex-husband. You don't have to worry about my affairs." Olivia stormed off in anger. His life was very comfortable afterward. He spent his days eating, drinking, and having fun, driving his Ferrari around, occasionally acting as Ashley's boyfriend, accompanying her out, getting free food and drinks. It was a good life. He went to the bar when he had nothing to do at night. He stopped when he passed a private room. He saw Ethan. He was hugging a girl, their actions intimate. Although he didn't follow Olivia's news, because of her status, the news of her marriage to Ethan had spread all over the city. He heard that they only registered their marriage and didn't have a wedding ceremony. He guessed it was probably because of Olivia's mother. Seeing Ethan messing around outside didn't surprise him. He was only with Olivia for her money. Now that they were married, he had achieved his goal and revealed his true nature. He looked away and returned to his private room. After finishing, he walked out of the bar and saw Olivia and Ethan standing not far away. They seemed to be arguing. Ethan pushed Olivia away, then drove away with the girl in his arms. Olivia stood there in a daze, and after a long time, she turned around and happened to meet his gaze. It was hard for him to pretend he didn't see her, especially with tears in her eyes. In his impression, Olivia had always been very stubborn and rarely cried. Under the moonlight, she looked a little pitiful. He looked at her, but felt nothing. He greeted her and wanted to leave, but Olivia called out to him, "Lucas." He looked at her. "What's up, Lucas? How have you been?" He nodded. "Pretty good." Olivia stared at him. "I'm planning to divorce Ethan." He looked at her suspiciously. She and Ethan were getting a divorce. Why was she telling him? He wasn't her mother. Before he could speak, she choked up. "Because I realized that the person I truly love is you. Lucas, I regret it. I shouldn't have divorced you." Olivia walked up to him. "I know you still love me. Can we get back together after I divorce Ethan?" He immediately refused. "No." Olivia wiped her tears and smiled at him. "It's okay. Lucas, I know you're angry with me. I won't give up. I'll keep waiting for you." On the way back, he kept thinking about Olivia's last words. Could it be that she really wanted to get back together with him? But he was just a cannon fodder. He just wanted to stay away from her. When he got home, he found Ashley sitting in the living room. She was drinking, and when she saw him, she beckoned him over. "You're back. Come drink with me." He walked over and sat beside her. He originally wanted to talk to her about Olivia, but seeing her drunk, he didn't say anything and picked up the bottle and started drinking. The next morning, he was woken up by the doorbell. He rubbed his eyes and sat up, seeing Ashley lying on the sofa opposite him. He remembered that they had fallen asleep on the sofa after getting drunk last night. He got up and went to open the door. Unexpectedly, the person standing outside was Olivia. It wasn't surprising that she would know where he lived with her abilities. Olivia held up the steamed buns and soy milk in her hands with a smile on her face. I remember you like steamed buns very much, so I went to buy them specially. Before he could speak, he heard Ashley's soft voice. Who is it? Then she walked to his side and hugged his waist, complaining coquettishly. You were so rough last night that I can't get up today. The breakfast in Olivia's hands fell to the ground. Her body swayed. She took a few steps back, her eyes wide as she looked at him. You're living with her? Ashley leaned against him. You can go check it out. This is my house. Olivia looked very sad. He looked down at Ashley. Go wash up first. I'll talk to her for a bit. Ashley was silent for a few seconds, then let go of him and went upstairs. Olivia's eyes were red. Lucas, is there really no chance between us? Olivia, be realistic. He tried to persuade her patiently. If Ethan hadn't been messing around outside, you wouldn't have thought of me, let alone regretted it. You don't love me. Olivia shook her head. No, Lucas, I really love you. I wasn't completely indifferent during our 4 years of marriage. I just always thought I loved Ethan. That's why I rejected you. I actually hesitated when we got the divorce certificate. I realized I couldn't bear to part with you. You were in my heart. He secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, they had successfully divorced at that time. Seeing that he couldn't persuade her, he could only say, Olivia, I can't revolve around you forever. You saw just now, Ashley and I have a good relationship. Olivia bit her lip, looking like she was about to cry. If it were the old Lucas, he would definitely feel sorry for her and rush to coax her. But now he just wanted to stay as far away from her as possible. He closed the door and went upstairs to the room. Ashley, applying skincare products, walked over. She snorted coldly. I thought you were leaving with her. Seeing her puffed up cheeks, he knew she was angry. She looked quite cute when she was angry, like a little goldfish. Ashley. He rarely called her name directly. She turned to look at him, nervousness in her eyes. Don't tell me you're going to tell me you want to get back together with Olivia? Her suspicion wasn't unfounded. After all, Lucas did love Olivia. Ashley put down the skincare product in her hand and walked up to him. If you still like her, then I really look down on. Before she could finish her sentence, he leaned down and kissed her forehead. Ashley froze. Her cheeks flushed, and her speech became stammering. What do you mean? He chuckled. He had actually noticed that she liked him long ago. It was hard to hide one's feelings when you like someone. Miss Ashley Green, I'm formally asking you now. Will you be my girlfriend? Ashley was stunned. She raised her hand and punched him. You're so annoying. Do you like me or hate me? Think carefully before you answer. I hate you. I hate you so much. He pretended to be indifferent. Fine, then I'll go find Olivia. He turned to leave. Ashley panicked. Come back here. She reached out and grabbed his ear. If you dare to go, I'll break your leg. He laughed. I don't dare. Ashley then realized he was teasing her. She hugged him with red eyes. Do you like me? He raised his hand and hugged her waist. I do. Although Ashley's personality was a bit willful, he felt relaxed and happy with her, completely different from Olivia. As for Olivia, it was said that Ethan refused to divorce her and spent her money on eating, drinking, and having fun every day, keeping many women. Olivia had no choice but to sue for divorce, and in the end, Ethan left with nothing. The day she got the divorce certificate, she came to find him, her tone very excited. Lucas, I'm divorced. Come back to me, okay? He looked at her. She seemed to have forgotten that he had rejected her last time. Olivia, I don't love you anymore. Don't come looking for me again. To be precise, he had never loved her. It was Lucas who loved her, not him. Ashley just happened to come over. He held her hand. Ashley and I are getting married soon. Olivia seemed to freeze, murmuring, You're going to marry her? He nodded. Yes, let's part ways amicably. Don't bother me anymore. Olivia burst into tears. Lucas, I really regret it. I regret divorcing you. He didn't answer her anymore, but held Ashley's hand and walked past her. After walking for a while, Ashley looked back and saw Olivia still standing there. She asked, You lied to her that we're getting married? She'll come looking for you again if we don't get married. Ashley was very surprised by Olivia's frequent attempts to get back together with him. She knew best how proud and aloof Olivia was. He stopped and looked at Ashley's face. Who said I was lying to her? Ashley's breath hitched. She licked her red lips, her expression a little unnatural. If you weren't lying, then you. Before she could finish her sentence, she saw him kneel down on one knee and take out a ring from his pocket. This posture was clearly a proposal. "Ashley, will you marry me?" Ashley covered her mouth in surprise. She never expected him to propose to her. She was very moved and said tearfully, "Yes." He smiled and put the ring on her finger. Soon, he started preparing for the wedding. Ashley was always worried that he would be too tired and told him that the wedding didn't need to be too grand, just simple. He rubbed her head and smiled. "But I want to give you the best." On the wedding day, he and Ashley were very happy. He believed they would be very happy in the future as well. Later, he heard that Olivia had also come to his wedding, but he didn't notice her. A year later, he opened a restaurant and business was booming. Olivia would often come to patronize, but he ignored her until one day she saw him supporting Ashley, who was 5 months pregnant, and she completely broke down, crying and running out of the restaurant. It turned out that she had been waiting for him and Ashley to divorce. Now that she saw they had a child, she knew it was completely over between her and him. After that day, she disappeared completely.